Oh my goodness, what's going on? It looks like we're live. Hope you're all doing well. If you're watching us live, that's great. If you're watching on replay, I hope you're doing well. And if you're listening to the podcast, well, I also hope you're doing well. Looks like we got some people here. I need to say hello to. How are you, dog person in the house? I'm trying to say your name correctly here. Vin. I'm not going to say it right. I'm sorry. Let me get my glasses on. Maybe I can say it correctly here. Vincivius. Vincivius, I hope. Alex is here. Freddie, what's going on, man? How are you doing? Looks like Modags is here. Harry, Apple the Frog, welcome. So this lesson is going to be intense. I hope you have your pencil or your pen, your notebook, your iPhone, your iPad, whatever you take notes with, because this could be pretty intense. Or maybe you just want to listen to a native English speaker speak, hopefully clearly, hopefully at a good pace for you, because this one is going to be intense. We have an article that we are going to read about red pandas. I also have some slides, and I also have some sentences that we can practice some shadowing. So this is advanced. This is going to be intense. I hope you're ready for it. But if you stick with this lesson until the end, I think your English is going to be better. You may have to rewatch this. You may have to take a break, come back to it tomorrow, but this is going to be full of English you might not know. Or at the very least, it will be a good review for you. I think I saw Maria and Cecilia in here. I got to say hello to the Argentinian peeps. Hello, welcome. Hamidy's here. Hope everybody. Fayez is here. Welcome. So this is going to be a rather long one. Slovakia is in the house. Nice. The land of really good hockey players. Welcome. Welcome, Martina. Jonathan, how are you? From the US. Hey, that reminds me. At the end of this English lesson, I will give away a postcard. And the only thing you have to do is write a comment with postcard in it. So this is the state I live in, Maine. So if you want a postcard, just write postcard in there. Postcard. And I will give it away towards the end of the lesson. We'll try to get some people in here that want that postcard. Yulia, how are you? Oh no, Fabio. Unfortunately, I can't watch the whole live lesson, but I'm definitely going to rewatch this. Yeah, I encourage you to. This is going to be a long one. So if you can only watch 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it's going to be intense. Your brain might need that break. But guess what? It will be on YouTube for forever, for as long as YouTube is around, unless I get blocked or something. But it should be around for a while. Hey, Taiwan's in the house. What's up, Yawin? Hey, my buddy Bob's in the house. Good day. Welcome. He lives in New Jersey. All right. Hope everyone is doing well. Let's get on. Why are there less people here? Are there fewer people than normal? We just started. So who knows? People are busy. Hopefully they can watch on the replay. Let's do it. Let's get into it. So this, not fluffy, not yet. We will get to fluffy. Let's talk about these red pandas. Now, you may be saying, I don't care about red pandas. Well, don't worry. There will be a lot of English here that is not related to red pandas. But if you like red pandas, well, I have good news for you. So this is a science article. I wish I could share this with you, but my school pays for Newsella, and I can only share it with people who go to my school. And I don't think anybody in this chat goes to my school. But we're going to be talking about these guys right here, They are super cute. They kind of look like raccoons. We'll talk about that animal in a minute. And the first thing I like to do when I read a new article is take a look at all of the pictures. If there are any pictures that might help me out, might help me understand what this article is about. So, this is what we call a caption. It's what the it's describing what the picture is. And here it says red pandas are classified as endangered and are legally protected in their home countries. So in English, if an animal is endangered, that means there aren't that many of them left. So we need to protect them. There's one more picture, I think. Look at this guy. Isn't he cute? Red panda. We're going to be talking about giant pandas in a little bit, but let's take a look at the caption for this picture. Red pandas evolved to spend their lives in trees. I think there is a typo there. It should say trees. And that might be the only picture. All right. Ooh. We're going to talk about bamboo. This is another article, but that's what giant pandas look like. Wait a second. Those aren't giant pandas. Those look like people dressed up as giant pandas. All right, here we go. Let's read this little introduction. And those highlighted words are words that I thought you might find difficult, or they're words I thought we should talk about a little more. So, what I am going to do is read the paragraph and then we'll discuss. And if you have a question about anything in the article, put it in the chat and I will do my best to answer it. Have you ever seen a red panda? With their cute, fluffy faces and funny hijinks, they've become internet superstars. Here are some fascinating facts about these adorable animals. So that's the paragraph. But I thought fluffy might be new for you. So what I wanted to do was put a picture or two of some things that are fluffy. Now on the left there, you might see some clouds. I would call those fluffy clouds. And you see that cat on the right? That would be a fluffy cat. And then the blanket that they're on, that might be fluffy. Also, you might like to sleep with fluffy pillows. So fluffy, it's got some height to it. Fluffy pillows. In fact, my wife, Jamie, and I, we have to go pillow shopping later today. Jamie, she woke up this morning and she said, my pillows are flat. I need better pillows. My neck hurts. This part of your body is your neck. So her neck hurts. So we're going pillow shopping later on. How fun. But you want your pillows to be fluffy. I like my pillows a little flatter, but not completely flat. So fluffy, and the opposite is flat. I hope that helps. Now, there was another word in that paragraph that I thought might be difficult, and that is hijinks. Now, that is an older saying. You might not hear that as much, but I hope this definition helps you. Hijinks, it's a little old-fashioned, but it means fooling around, playing around, having fun, playing pranks. Nothing too serious here. Nobody is going to get hurt from hijinks. Let's say there is a kid, maybe he's 11 years old, 11-year-old kid, and he has a birthday party. Some of his friends come over and they're fooling around, they're messing around, nothing illegal. Nobody is going to get seriously hurt, but they're probably playing jokes on each other, playing pranks on each other. That's hijinks. That's hijinks. All right. Oh, Alex, never heard of red pandas. Yeah, it's not the most common animal, but now you'll know. And you'll know a way more common animal, which is a raccoon in English. And we'll talk about, you probably don't have red pandas in your country. You probably don't. No, I've not, Bob. I've not tried My Pillow. My Pillow is kind of a funny meme, I guess, here in the United States. But I've not tried My Pillow. What is that? A newborn chicken, Freddie. We could call that Fluffy. We call that little guy or little girl also a chick. So little chick, yeah, they're fluffy. They're fluffy. All right. Well, happy birthday to your mom, Apple the Frog, in Thailand, I think, right? All right, just check and see. Aw. I've watched on free streaming sites. They're not my cup of tea, Ario. Okay. Okay. Mode. If I can teach Mode Ag something, he's never heard of hijinks, then my job is done. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. All right, let's get back to the article. If I can find it here. There it is. Next paragraph. So in the bold, in the darker letters, we call that a subheading. And it helps you understand what the next part of the article is going to be about. So pandas are more like raccoons. If you don't know what a raccoon looks like, or at least the English, don't worry, you will. Here we go. Like giant pandas, red pandas live in the mountainous forests of Asia. Both animals eat bamboo too. But while the two animals share a name and a favorite food, they're not closely related. So if two things are closely related, it means they are a lot alike. And we also use this with family members. So you are related to your sister. You are, related to your mother. You are related to your brother. So very similar, almost the same. You share what we call in English DNA. So red pandas, giant pandas, they both eat bamboo. I have a picture of bamboo and I have a picture of a giant panda, but they're not that closely related. They're not a lot alike. Let's see here. I think I got another picture for you. Oh, we haven't talked about these guys yet. It's in the next one. We're going to talk about skunks, raccoons, and weasels. That's the next paragraph. What else of this in this paragraph do we have to look at? And of course, anybody who has a question about anything in that paragraph, let me know. In yellow, I highlighted mountainous. That's how you pronounce that, mountainous. And it's the adjective form of mountain. So in English, you probably know what a mountain is, just a really high hill. But if you want to describe something that has mountains, you could call it mountainous. Mountainous. Now, right now in my English class, where I teach at school, we're talking about the Caucasus. Those are a type of mountains or a name of mountains. Does anybody in this chat live near the Caucasus? If you do, you probably live in a country like Turkey or Armenia or Azerbaijan or Georgia, the Caucasus. We could describe those countries as mountainous, at least part of those countries as mountainous because they are near the Caucasus. All right, checking the chat, making sure there are no questions so far. Oh, Harry. Rocket Raccoon. Love him. Love him. He is from the movie series Guardians of the Galaxy. And Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is coming out pretty soon, I think, right? Maybe the end of this year? Ooh, Modeg says, that couldn't be further from the truth. That is another way to say, nope, that's wrong. That couldn't be further from the truth. Love it. Well, Apple the Frog, I'm so glad you asked that question. What do red pandas eat? We're going to talk about that. They eat bamboo. And if you've never, or if you don't know what bamboo is in English, I'll show you a picture and you'll probably think, oh, well, I know what that is in Thai. Now I know what it is in English. All right, let's get back to the article. That paragraph, I think we're good. We talked about mountainous. We talked about closely related. Look at this one right up here. Scientists now place red pandas in their own family called the. Now, I wanted to point this out. I'm an English teacher. I don't know how to say that word. I don't know what that word is. Do I care? No, I do not. I am not a scientist. I'm reading this. I will probably never see this word again unless I go and study red pandas. So you can figure out what this word is, Aluridea. It is probably from the Latin. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but it's not a very common word. With context clues, I know that this is the family that red pandas are in. And a family is a group that scientists use to classify living things. But I'm not going to stop and think about that word too much. It's not common. So I'm going to move on. Red pandas are probably more closely related to skunks, raccoons, and weasels. Giant pandas actually belong to the bear family. So a family is a group of animals that are closely related. Let's talk about these animals here: skunks, raccoons, and weasels. I have pictures. The first one, you don't want to be near this guy. It's a skunk. And we do have skunks in my neighborhood, and they smell really bad, but they are really cute. I do think they are cute. I just don't want to be near them. They will pee on you, and their pee smells really bad. Let me know in the comments if you have skunks where you live. I don't think we have that many skunks. Turkey's in the house. And I know Turkey is a big country. So if you live in the eastern part, you might live in the Caucasus. If you live in the western part, probably not. Mega, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, skunks. Nasty. Ugly. Not ugly, but just nasty. Audie the Thai. Can we call the giant water lizard an alligator? Yeah. In English, we have alligators and we have crocodiles. I don't really know the difference, though. I have heard that only the state of Florida has both crocodiles and alligators, but I'm sure most people can't tell the difference. So, alligator, crocodile, it works for both. Yawin, you are lucky if you have never seen a skunk in your life. I have a friend. He lives right up the hill from me, and he has 4 daughters, and they have a dog. And the dog went out at night to use the bathroom, as dogs sometimes do. And guess what? Their dog was sprayed by a skunk. And the dog came back into the house. Their whole house stunk of skunk. They thought they cleaned everything up. But when the girls went to school, the school asked the girls to go home. They called the parents and said, "You need to come get your kids. They smell so bad. It was pretty embarrassing. But you do need to be careful of skunks in my neighborhood. Yeah. Apple the Frog says skunks can spray pee on people and it's really disgusting. I couldn't agree more. Yes. Yes. All right. In Turkey, Martina says we don't have skunks in my country as far as I'm concerned. Just in zoos, I think. Yeah, I think that might be correct. Oh, yeah. Pensevious, they didn't think it was funny. Oh my God, it's so funny. Yeah, my friend didn't think, well, we laugh about it now. That's why I'm telling the joke or the story. We laugh about it now, but the parents were very embarrassed. They didn't know. They didn't know. All right, the next animal is a raccoon. Now, if you look at a picture of there's skunks in the tropics. I didn't know that. If you look at the picture of the red panda, when the article comes back up, they look a lot like raccoons. And guess what? In my neighborhood, we also have raccoons. And please let me know in the chat, do you have raccoons where you live? I think these animals are more around the world than skunks. The raccoon, again, very cute, but the problem that people in my neighborhood have, my brother doesn't live too far from me, and he keeps his trash outside all week. My trash is kept in a garage, but he leaves his trash outside. And if he doesn't put a brick or a heavy rock on the lid of his trash can, raccoons will get inside and dig inside his trash and they will make a mess. So, raccoons, again, a very cute animal, but be careful. And the last of those animals that are mentioned is a weasel. And I don't think we have weasels where I live. Make that picture a little bigger so you can see. I don't think we have weasels where I live. Please let me know in the chat. Do you have weasels? All right, Regis is saying there are no skunks in France. That is good. That is good. But I don't think we have weasels in Maine. Now, you might hear weasel in everyday English when we are not talking about the animal. A weasel is usually a guy that you can't trust. Maybe a weasel is a guy who cheated on his wife. Maybe a weasel is a guy who stole money from his work or something like that. And you might hear a couple sentences like this: I don't trust that man. He is such a weasel. You might hear that. We don't usually call women weasels. It's mostly guys. But again, a very cute animal, but maybe an animal you can't trust. If you ever hear a person called a weasel, it's not a good thing. Probably can't trust that person. Sometimes we say people who sell cars for a living. You might hear used car salesman. People who sell cars for a living, they have the reputation for being dishonest. So you might hear people who sell used cars described as weasels. I don't know. I have a friend who sells cars. He's a very nice man, but rip off. Do you know that phrasal verb? He ripped me off. It's kind of like they took money from me. And bear was also mentioned, but I have a feeling most people know bear. That might be one of the first words you learn in English. But I thought maybe we should look at a bear. That is a brown bear, I believe. I believe that is a picture of a brown bear. In English, we have something called polar bears. Those are the bears that live in cold places, and their fur or hair. When it's an animal, we call it the fur, not the hair. Um, that's white. Polar bears have white fur. That is a brown bear. And where I live, we have bears, but we have black bears. Black bears. Again, if you want a postcard, just leave a comment in the chat that says postcard, and I will draw one later. Maine Black Bears. That's our team. That's our sports team. Our college team is the Maine Black Bears. All right, let's get back to the article. Back to the article. Where is it? Boom. There it is. So we're going to go into the next paragraph, and we have this sentence right here. Carnivores, but they eat meat. Well, let's talk about what a carnivore is. Unless somebody knows in the chat. What's a carnivore? We have carnivores, herbivores, omnivores. No bears in Brazil. I'm glad to hear that. Hey, Danny, it's okay. You're a little late, but Regis filled us in. No skunks in France. And Fayez wants a postcard. I will do that drawing at the end. You are the first entry, my friend. Your chances are good right now. So let's talk about carnivores. What are carnivores? Look at this. Carnivores are animals who eat meat. So red pandas are carnivores, sort of. We also have something called herbivores. That's how we pronounce that. Those are animals that eat plants. And we also have something called omnivores. I'm an omnivore. An omnivore is an animal that eats both plants and animals. Omnivores. Think of a bear. They will probably eat plants if they have to, but I bet they'd rather eat some meat, I think. Dogs, right? They probably would rather eat meat, but my dog eats grass sometimes. Yeah, but I eat both plants and animals. Carnivores eat meat. Herbivores eat plants. Omnivores, they eat anything. They eat anything. All right, the next one here. Let me share. It would be helpful, right? If I share this, make it big. Red pandas are actually carnivores, which are animals that eat meat. So they have cat-like facial features and teeth. But red pandas switched to a bamboo-based diet more than 2 million years ago. Facial. That might be a tough one. Facial. Facial is an adjective that describes something to do with the face. So they talked about the facial features, made it look kind of like a cat. Their facial features definitely look like a raccoon. Facial, right there. Facial can be used as an adjective. Facial features, like we just saw, but it can also be used as a noun. You could go to the spa for a facial, and it looks like this man is receiving a facial. And that means he is having treatment done to his face. Facial. Hope that helps. I mean, it almost looks like face, doesn't it? Almost looks like face. We are omnivores. Yes, Harry. Some people decide to be herbivores and they only eat vegetables. But yes, humans, we are born omnivores. Oh, Maria says, Which animals eat everything? Rich people. We are animals. Yes, we are. We are animals for sure. Ooh, Maria's name is in orange now. I'm looking at a different chat, so I can't see all of the names and the colors of the names, I should say. But glad to see that. It's in orange. Yeah, you'll see that channel members are in green. And want to give a nice shout out to all the channel members. Hey, I don't do this very often, but just for a couple minutes, we can go to members only chat. Bob the Canadian does that sometimes. We don't have as many people in here as Bob the Canadian, so we won't go members only chat for too long. But just as a thank you to all the channel members, let's do a couple minutes of members only, and then I promise we'll get everybody back in just a minute. All right, the next part of the article, let's get that back there. Biologically, you see that in green? That's a tough one. Biologically. Bio, anytime you see bio in English, think of life. Okay. Bio. Biologically, they're a carnivore. So Sarah Glass, she works with red pandas at Zoo Knoxville in Tennessee. Red pandas have teeth designed for ripping and shredding, but somehow along the way, they decided bamboo was a better choice. Bamboo doesn't run away. It's always green, and you can always find it, Glass said. So where red pandas live, they have a lot of bamboo. And in that paragraph, they mentioned Tennessee. If you don't know where the state of Tennessee is, I actually have a picture right there for you. We would say that Tennessee is in the southern part of the United States. Some famous cities in Tennessee are Memphis, Knoxville, and Nashville. So if you've ever heard of any of those cities, they are located in Tennessee. There was also a verb there, shredded. I do want to talk about this for a minute. And they also mentioned ripping. So ripping and shredding, the verbs are almost the same. It's like tearing. We have something in English called a paper shredder, and that makes paper really, really small. We also have something called shredded cheese. Shredded cheese. That is the type of cheese you might see on the top of a pizza. Ripping and shredding are basically the same. Shredding might make smaller pieces. They're basically the same. Tearing, ripping, shredding. But there are a couple ways we use slang. I should say there are a couple ways we use shred as slang. If someone has a lot of muscles and very little fat, we might call them shredded. So someone who goes to the gym a lot, they work out, they have muscles. I am not shredded. I wish I could use myself as an example, but I am not shredded. But I know some of you in the chat, you like to work out, you like to lift the weights. You might call yourself shredded. Shredded. Okay. I don't have a picture of a man or a woman who is shredded, but I'm sure you can imagine someone who is shredded. Maybe one day I'll get shredded, but I'm a little too busy teaching English. Oh my goodness. Letitia, a super chat. Thank you for making my Sundays more interesting. Well, that makes me so happy to hear. I'm so glad that I am teaching somebody something. I know Mode Eggs said earlier, I taught him something. Love to hear that. Thank you so much for the super chat. Got a little something for you here.
Oh, thank you so much for the super chat.
That does help out a lot. Thank you so much. Very nice of you. Shredded. Maybe one day I'll get shredded. Let us know in the chat. Are you shredded? That would be amazing if you are. If you're shredded, you're probably very healthy. I also have another way that we use shredded as slang. If someone plays guitar really well and really fast, we might say they shred. So another way to use that verb, like, oh, they totally shred on the guitar. One of my favorite guitarists, he passed away a couple years ago, but he was very famous. If you are around my age, you might not know Eddie Van Halen. He was in a band called Van Halen, and he was very good. He could shred. He could shred. Jimi Hendrix, another one of my favorite guitarists. He can shred. He can shred. All right, check in the chat. Any questions on shred? Cetus here. Welcome. Cecilia. Cecilia is shredded. Yes, Cecilia is shredded. Nice. I know Cecilia works out quite a bit. I think Maria runs marathons too. Maria is shredded, I believe. Cut. We also might say cut. If you can see the muscles in somebody's arm, you might also call them cut. Cut and shredded work well. All right, what else should we discuss in this article? Plenty more. Plenty more. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Make it bigger. Oh, bamboo. I think we should talk about bamboo, shouldn't we? Let's bring bamboo up here. Just in case you don't know, that's what bamboo looks like. It's a plant. The article told us it was always green, and the animal in the picture is a giant panda, or you might just hear panda. So that is a giant panda or a panda, not a red panda. Hope that helps. Cute animal. But I heard you do not want to get too close to those guys because they could shred you. They could literally rip you, tear you, shred you if they wanted. They look cute. Don't make them mad, though. Don't make them mad. All right. Next one here. Let's go. Where are we? Make it nice and big. Let me move this up a little bit too, because we are right at the top of the page now. To manage their bamboo diet, red pandas gained adaptations. That might be a big word for you. Adaptations. If you look right here, we do have context clues that will tell you exactly what adaptations are. Adaptations are changes in a living thing that help it survive in its environment. So over time, adaptations are changes. One of those adaptations was the pseudo thumb. We need to talk about what pseudo is. Red pandas use it to grasp bamboo when feeding. We need to talk about adaptations, and we need to talk about pseudo thumbs. I don't think we can see a pseudo thumb here. But let's talk about what they are. Let me get this picture up for you. Nope, don't have a picture of that. But I do have this sentence. Adaptations, we know from the article, are changes. But did you also know we have adaptations also happen when books are made into movies Adaptations. So the book comes out first, and then that book will be changed a little bit and made into a movie. So you might see in English, like the movie title, and then it will say adapted from the book or something like that. So anytime you hear adaptation, that's the noun, adapted is the verb. It means some sort of change happened. Humans, we've had some adaptations. Oh no, guess what? I don't talk about my kids too much, but guess what? My son went to the dentist last week. We found out he needs to have his wisdom teeth removed. Wisdom teeth. Those are the 4 teeth that come in later in life. Your wisdom teeth. So think about you or the people you know when they were 16, 17, 18. They had to have some teeth pulled. In English, we call them wisdom teeth. And the adaptation that humans have gone through is that at one time we ate, uncooked meat, tough trees, branches, plants. Our jaws, this part of our body is the jaw, it's become smaller over time. We've adapted. We do not need those big jaws to chomp down on bone. Chomp down. It's another way to say bite really hard. Chomp down. So our jaws have become smaller, but we still have teeth that grow. So my son needs to have his wisdom teeth removed this summer. Hey, please let me know in the chat, did you have to have your wisdom teeth removed? Wisdom teeth removed. My wisdom teeth came out at age 21. That is late. My daughter had her wisdom teeth removed at 13. So how many people in this chat still have their wisdom teeth? Most people have to have their wisdom teeth removed. All 4 members of my family have had their wisdom teeth removed, or my son will have his wisdom teeth removed. Yeah, Freddie. In English, I think we call it the World Wildlife Federation in English, and the giant panda, that is their mascot, or that is their label. Oh my gosh, Regis. Look at that English she's using right there. Regis in France says, I have bamboo in my garden. It's a very invasive plant. I wish I had red pandas to eat it. That's good. Maybe we should talk about that big word that Regis used, invasive. Invasive is when a plant or an animal comes to a part of the world that they're not supposed to be in because they don't have any predators. A predator is an animal that eats it. So, we'll talk about the places where red pandas live in parts of Asia. There, when bamboo grows, there are animals that eat it. In France, there are no animals that eat it. So bamboo can grow pretty fast. And you don't have any way to get rid of it unless you do it yourself. Kudzu. I'm not sure if anyone is from Korea in the chat, but in places like Tennessee, in the southern part of the United States, there is this invasive plant called kudzu. It came from Korea. In Korea, there are animals that eat kudzu. In the United States, no animals eat kudzu, so that plant will grow and grow and grow. It will grow over cars. It will grow over houses if it is not cut back. English phrasal verb there, cut back. All right, look at wisdom teeth. Yawin. My wisdom teeth have been removed more than 30 years ago. Almost forgot. Yeah, it can be a pretty traumatic experience. Trauma. It can be really rough because you have to be put to sleep. That's what we call it when the doctor gives you medicine and you pass out to have an operation. So you have to be put to sleep. Your teeth are yanked. Do you know that verb? It means to pull quickly, yank. And there's a lot of blood. And you can't eat food for like a week. Yeah, it can be pretty traumatic. Pretty traumatic. Oh, you don't have any wisdom teeth. So it's rare, but some people never get wisdom teeth or their jaw is big enough and they don't have to have them removed. Interesting. Mega. Mega's very young though. So maybe her wisdom teeth will be removed later. I don't know. At 21, I probably didn't have to have my wisdom teeth removed, but I wanted to just in case they caused problems later. So I had them removed pretty late in life. Whoa, Sita still has her wisdom teeth. Congratulations. Nice. All right. Oh, France, we don't have any. You don't have any bamboo in your part of France? Love it. No wisdom teeth. Audie. I have seen pictures of Audie. Audie is shredded. I can say for certain Audie is shredded. Nicely done. All right, let's get back to the article here. We got to talk about flexible. Flexible. Oh, and occasionally. This is a tough article. Pseudo. We should talk about that right now. Pseudo. I have a sentence or a definition for you. I think I do. Yeah. Pseudo, it means fake or not real. So these pandas, in case you don't know, this is what a thumb is in English. And a pseudo thumb would mean it's not really a thumb that these pandas have, but I think they use the verb grasp. So they grasp bamboo with their fake thumb. Pseudo, anytime you hear that in English, think fake, not real, pseudo. Hopefully that helps. All right, let's make this a little bigger. Next paragraph. I'll move it up a little bit. Red pandas also kept their carnivores' digestive system. We need to talk about digestive system. The digestive system is how our body uses food. The mouth, the throat, and stomach are some parts of the digestive system. Earlier, I talked about this part of my body as my neck. So the outside is my neck. I'm touching my neck right now. I can't touch my throat. My throat is what we call the inside of the neck. It's where the food goes down to the stomach. So I thought you would know mouth. I thought you would know stomach. Throat, it's the inside of your neck. Hope that makes sense. So the digestive system is how we get rid of food, how we eat it, how we chew it. Teeth, they are actually part of the digestive system. We chew our food, we swallow. That's the verb. I'm going to swallow some water. Did you hear me gulp? Gulp. That's the sound you might hear when someone is swallowing. Ooh, I hope this is not too much English. Luckily, I did say advanced. And then we're going to get to another hard word here. Occasionally. It's a hard one to define. Red pandas also kept their carnivores' digestive system. The digestive system is the collection of organs that take in food and turn it into products the body can use. Because of its digestive system, a red panda has to eat almost a third of its body weight in bamboo each day. They'll occasionally eat fruits, insects, and bird eggs too. Occasionally. I thought that might be a tough one. And occasionally, that is a tough word to define. It means maybe 3 or 4 days a week or every so often. Occasionally. That was the best definition I could come up with. If somebody says they occasionally drink coffee, it could be 3 or 4 days out of the week, not every day. But I occasionally go to the beach. That might be 3 or 4 times a year. Occasionally is really hard to define. It just means not all of the time. Occasionally. I occasionally live stream in the middle of the week, sometimes on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, do a live lesson in the middle of the week, occasionally. So, occasionally. It's a tough one to define, as I've said a couple times. Let's see. Probably some more with this article. Make it a little bigger here. Hey, don't forget, we're almost done with the article. And if you would like a postcard, I will draw a name for a postcard at the end of this lesson. Just make sure you write postcard in the chat. Okay. Leave a comment that says postcard, and I might draw your name. How many people? Only 2 people so far. So your odds are good. Your odds are good. Ah, Cecilia, thank you so much. You are a super English teacher. Thank you. Yeah, I thought on Instagram, it's hard for me to teach in a short period of time, but a live lesson for an hour, I think people who really want to learn English watch this channel because they aren't quick lessons. They're kind of deep. I think Maria, I think she does run marathons, doesn't she? Didn't you say that? Oh, another entry for a postcard. Yeah. Let's go. Oh, hey, Vinci, my friend from Brazil. Make sure postcard is one word. Okay. You can just copy and paste this if you want, because it has to be one word for my software to enter you. So rewrite that. Okay. Postcard. We should have some more entries now. Oh, let's see. Yeah, make sure it's one word. Okay. Postcard. If you could write that again, because for some reason I only have 2 entries, and I know we have more people that have said postcard. So let's see. We'll get that going here. I can put that up on the screen too and show you. We'll draw for that in just a minute. Put that on the screen. Okay. So if you would like a postcard, just put postcard right there. If you already wrote it, please write it again, and hopefully it will collect it. Last time I had to choose a name. Freddie, I sent Freddie's postcard out earlier this week, but why is it not working? Look see, we should have some people already. If not, I will see a lot of postcards right there. Why is it not showing up? Come on, StreamYard. You are failing me. It says no entries. Look at all the postcards. I probably did something wrong. Let me try one more time. I have used this giveaway tool before, and it has worked really well. And it's not doing that today. StreamYard. All right, a couple more. And then we are almost done. Maybe I'll just have to pick one from the chat. But I want to teach you this body part here you might not be familiar with, and that is ankles. Ankles. We need to bring up the article, don't we? Ankles. Red pandas are skilled treetop navigators. They have sharp claws like a cat, which they use to grip slippery tree branches. They also use their bushy tails to help keep their balance. Red pandas have very flexible ankles. They allow the red pandas to climb down a tree head first. They are one of the few animals who can do this. So head first is exactly what it sounds like. You go head first. So when they are climbing down a tree, their head is below their legs. They're climbing down head first. We also had something in that article that said flexible. Flexible. I thought that might be a tough word for people, but if somebody is flexible, they are like this woman. You can see her stretching her body. Flexible, bendable. If you can make your legs go like that, you're probably pretty flexible. We also use flexible in another way, and that means you can do different things easily. Like if you're a teacher, you need to be flexible. You may have to change your plans because one day we might have a fire drill. A fire drill is when everybody has to leave the building because we are preparing in case the building had a fire. I might be teaching in my class, and then there is a fire drill. I have to be flexible. I have to be willing to stop my lesson and we change things. For some jobs, you need to be able to work flexible hours. If you have a job where you have to be flexible, you might have to work Monday 1 week, but the next week you have Monday off. Sometimes you might work in the morning. Sometimes you work at night. Sometimes you work on the weekends. That's another way in English we use flexible. Means it changes. Flexible. Or you could be like this woman and just be able to bend your body into different positions. That is flexible. And in case you didn't know, ankles, that body part, that is what we call ankles. Did you know that? Did you know that part of your body? Ankles. All right, let's see how we're doing here with the giveaway tool. It says we have 0 entries. All right, I'm going to have to do what I did last week. So I do want to give this postcard away. I'm going to look in the chat. The first person I see who has said postcard, I'm going to pick them. Freddie Wolf last week. This week, the first one I saw was Ken. Ken. Okay, that's the first person my eyes landed on. So Ken, get with me on Instagram and I will send you this postcard. I think you live in Japan, right, Ken? So in the description, there is a link to my Instagram. Just send me a direct message, You're a member, channel member. So send me a private message on Discord if you would like. Okay. Just somehow, or I might be able to send you one. All right. I hope. Uh-oh. Your mom is talking. Hey, you gotta listen to your mom. Some things are more important than English. Your mom is one of them. All right. So just reading some things in the chat. Okay, let me practice. Vinicius. I will work on that. My friend from Brazil. All right, you guys are amazing. If you have stuck with this entire English lesson, I hope it has been helpful. I know it has been advanced. So maybe rewatch this. If you have any questions as you're rewatching, leave them in the comments. I should be able to answer those questions. Virginia. Oh, wait. You live in Virginia? I'm sorry, Ken. I'm sorry. I know we talked a while ago. Now I remember. You had a question about living in the United States that I hope I answered. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this hour-long English lesson. Hey, I didn't know Arone was in here. All right. Hey, thank you so much for joining me. Hope this was helpful. I'll see you next week, or maybe in the middle of the week with another live English lesson. Adios.